Hey guys, so I've had the 35mm by Sigma now for maybe about a month or so, maybe a little bit less. I've used it on quite a few of my shoots lately, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a few of the images that I've taken with it, analyze them a little bit, show you things that I like about the lens, not really very many things I don't like about it. It's so sharp. I love how sharp it is, and I've heard in the past about people saying, it might be a little too sharp or whatever, but this actually might be a little too sharp because, when I deal with people like taking close-ups of their face, that it really brings out, you can see all the lines in their face, like wrinkles, pores, things like that. So this one may be, it's just extremely sharp. I'm actually shooting with it right now, so you can kind of see maybe in the edges there might be a bit of vignetting, not as much as I anticipated that there would be. I know that Lightroom, I think even in the past couple of days, came out with a lens profile for this, like the corrector, because it didn't have one before. So if I wanted straight lines on some of my images that I was shooting maybe 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd have to manually fix that. But I know in the last update that Lightroom 4 just came out with, they came out with this exact lens, so now that the curvature can be straightened if I want it. Like I said, it's not really the vignetting issue, it's just the curves and the lines, because I really like straight lines. Even making this video was tough because of all the lines and the craziness that's going on behind me. So with all that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into the video, the photos that I've taken, and let's just analyze those a little bit. But I give this lens 4.5 stars out of 5. The only things I would think that I would want might be weather sealing, because I don't know, I like to take risks with my equipment and stuff. I kind of leave the safety to it, that's an afterthought. Like, I want to shoot like in the rain or something, I'm like, yeah, let's just go do it. I don't even think about bringing an umbrella or whatever. So things like that might help a little bit. If it's like sprinkling or whatever. Just some little things. 4.5 stars out of 5. I think it's a fantastic lens. So happy that I bought it. The price point is incredible. Anyways, rambling, let's go ahead and just jump right into the photos. So a few photos I did want to show you were, I took these of my wife recently, and I wanted to show you this one in particular because it shows how sharp the lens can be when it's wide open. You can see right up here I'm shooting at f1.4. You can see how sharp it is right there on her eyes. Just the caution when shooting wide open is you really have to have your focus like spot on, because if I was, if I was focused up here, then this photo just wouldn't work. But since I am focused directly on her eye, I feel like this is a really good photo, and I'm pretty happy with it. You can kind of tell a little bit of vignetting over here on the edges. I like it for this one. This photo is already saved, so I can't change I can't do the lens correction for this, but I have some other examples here that I can. So we'll go ahead and go into our develop module, and you'll see that right here it shows there is a lens profile for the Sigma 35 1.4. There wasn't just before this last update in Lightroom 4. I think that, to tell you the truth, what I did have to do, I would go in here and enable lens profile corrections, and I would choose something that was relatively close to this, like maybe a 30mm, like some type of prime lens, mainly because if I wanted my lines to be straight and they would kind of curve like this, if I wanted my lines exactly straight, I would just do it that way. But I'm happy that Lightroom now has come up with this lens on their list. So you'll see, so it's turned on, and what it does is it brightens up all of these edges in here, and I'll hit my before and after button so you can kind of see what it looks like before and after. So it widens out the sides, and you can really tell over here on the sides. Sometimes I like this. Usually the times I really like photos that are vignetted is if there might be some distracting elements in the corners, and if I have my subject right in the middle, then I like it to be vignetted because it puts them in your eye is automatically drawn to them. But if there are some other things up here, like maybe colors or something, this one I feel like would be okay to have the lens correction on. I actually kind of like it more. I don't know. I go back and forth. Usually I just pick one and kind of go with it. But moving on, I want to zoom into here, and so you can kind of tell, this is what I was talking about before. I mean, I was shooting this, yep, 1.4. So my focus is almost on the threads behind this rope. And I mean, there's little variation in how the distance between these, but like I said before, if you really don't have your focus spot on, then you can really tell. I mean, if I'm zoomed out, you're not really going to be able to tell quite as much like that. But what's another one I want to show you? Okay, so here I took a photo of this bug on this flower. This one I shot at 1.4, and then the next one I shot at 2.0. I just wanted to see the difference. Sometimes I like to shoot at maybe 2.0 or even like 2.5 for some of these lenses that are like 1.2, 1.4 lenses. If it's a 2 or 1.8 lens, I might shoot at like 2.5 or so. But with this, I wanted to see the differences in sharpness between a 1.4 and the 2.0. So I focused right on that bug, and I mean, I can't zoom in any closer, but you can tell, I mean, just how blown out that is. And the bokeh seems to be really soft all throughout here, and it really puts a lot of emphasis right there on that. So let's go ahead and zoom back out, and then I want to go to the next photo and see if I can see the difference with being at 2.0. So sorry for it taking a little bit of time to load, but let's see here. All this time it takes. Okay, so you can clearly see that it is sharper at 2.0. I don't think that it had to do with my focusing or like the way I was holding the camera or anything like that. I just think that it might be sharper at 2.0. Let's see if I can go back to the other one. Yeah, okay, good. I was worried that it would render and I'd have to sit here in awkward silence, but we're not going to have to do that. I'm just going to have to ramble. So this is at 1.4, and then this one is at f2.0. And you can clearly see that there is maybe not so much the sharpness issue, but just the softness. You can kind of see a little more detail back here versus on this one, and even some of the spots that are in here. Anyways, so that is with the sharpness. I have been so extremely happy with this lens. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you was kind of what the bokeh looks like at the different apertures. So this one is at 1.4, this one is at 2.0, and then this one here is at 2.5. So you can see in 2.5 it starts to get a little harsher. The lines, I mean, it just looks a little less creamy, which is to be expected. I want to jump back here and do that again. So here's 1.4. I mean, it looks so incredibly soft. 2.0, which is fine as well. And then 2.5 is where I really start to see a difference. I want to enable the lens correction just to give you an idea of what it looks like in here. This is another time where I probably would do it just because of these. I mean, these wires are already curved like this here, but I feel like that just, I don't know, I feel like the whole image just kind of bows down at the bottom, so I like it when it's like that. Let's jump back into the library and see if there are any over here. I also really liked, I really like this image. I like how it looks completely blown out. Another one here, and this is f2.2. And I wanted to get one far away. Not all the times do I really care to have my images like blown out. Like I I don't always go for the shallow depth of field look in all of my images. Sometimes I feel like it calls for it. Other times I like to use lines or shadows or anything like that to really bring out an image. But you can see I didn't do it here. I just liked this image here. So that is my review of the Sigma 35mm 1.4. I hope you enjoyed. I know we didn't cover lots of detail in it. I know we just did really just like the sharpness. The color that I've got from it has been great. I mean, I haven't had any complaints on it. I've been shooting it all on my 5D Mark III, and it's wonderful. I don't know. There's just not enough things I can say that are awesome about this lens. So thank you for watching. Until next time, hope you guys are doing well. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below, and I'll be sure to get back to those. Have a great day, guys.